system, I thought I'd be able to do it, but I
No,
can't.
that's
I
okay.
can at least like hang out and watch. And
Yeah. No, I really appreciate you reminding me. I wanted to record it and I needed to hit record. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Thank
This
you.
cuts out that door.
Yay. Okay, I'm muting myself. Love you.
Hi, Ruben.
Hey, Cassie.
Can you see my hands?
No, I can see your arms.
My body? That's better than usual. I put the computer in a new place. Awesome. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
I haven't seen you guys in a little while.
A long time. We've been doing lots of Patreon videos, but it just schedule-wise, it hasn't worked in person. So this did today, and we were super excited.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming.
you.
Hi, Noelle. Noelle, I haven't seen you either. This is so fun. Hi, Rachel with the Dancing Man. Lisa, I see you. Ruben, Maria, I see you. Hi, Caitlin.
Hey.
Awesome. Noelle, I hope everything in your life is perfect. I mean, I hope that for all of us, but I haven't seen Noelle in a while.
Hold on. Oh, you can hear me. Everything is good. It's good.
Good. Whoa, Lauren has 3 yoga mats laid out. Nice. Oh, maybe 2. 2 or 3?
2.
2. Good. I'm glad you're here.
We have 2, and we have a crash pad over here just in case.
Oh, the crash pad is what I actually thought was another yoga mat. That's awesome. Hi, Sue.
Hi, how are you?
So good.
Good.
So good.
As a zero risk environment. A lot of things can happen when you sit.
Mute that right up. We'll give people a couple more minutes to tune in. Lisa, did you just look behind you because it looks like a candelabra is behind you?
I have my spin bike behind me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now I can see the whole thing. That's cool. It looked like you had a at first it looked like you had a crown. Then I was like, no, that's not it's probably not a crown. Maybe it's a crown, but probably not for handstands because it would fall off. So then I was like, oh, maybe it's a candelabra.
Yeah, it's my bike.
Nice. So good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is a whole lot of handstands. So if you're experimenting with a handstand and it's going really well, you might want to say, okay, I've got that one, and then back off so that you can save some arm strength for the next handstand. And also if you're experimenting with a handstand and you're like, I don't get it, I don't like it, my body doesn't like it, it's not gonna happen, just back off of that as well, because you don't wanna waste your energy, you know, working on something that you're not into. I'm gonna also go live on Instagram. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is a story that has to do with, let's see, no, let's save that story. First, let's talk about the base of the posture. So it's super wide fingers and straight arms. Now, usually you want an equal amount of space between your first finger and your middle finger and your ring finger, and your ring finger and your pinky finger. And that doesn't happen naturally on my hand. So I have to actually spread them out to make that happen. So try to get the space between the 4 fingers. You have 3 spaces. Try to get those completely equal. And then just come up into a down dog. It can be short, it can be long. straight arms, and see if you can shrug your shoulders. So your fingers have an equal amount of space in between each one. And then the arms are straight. And see if you can shrug. The elbows stay perfectly straight. And the shoulder blades just slide up and down the back. Yeah, Ruben, I see it. I see it. Maria, yeah, Maria, I see it. Are your elbows straight? I can't quite see it because you're wearing black and you have a blackboard. Nice. All right, so very wide fingers, equal space. Hi, Mary Alice. And then shrugging. And the elbows stay straight. And then come on down. Your hands can have the middle finger pointing directly forward, or the space between the first finger and the middle finger pointing directly forward, or the first finger pointing directly forward. So now play with all three of those. Middle finger pointing forward, give a shrug. Space pointing forward, give a shrug. First finger pointing forward, give a shrug. And from that down dog, you're probably going to know your preferred hand position for handstand. Hi, Brandy.
Hello.
Hi, Mary Alice. I love you guys. I got us all. You guys, if you want to talk to me or ask questions, just unmute. Okay, so that's the hand position. And the shoulders are going to bring your shoulders right up over your wrists and see if that's comfortable. Feet are still on the floor. And then see if you can lean forward at all and get the shoulders over the tips of the fingers, and then lean back. Of course, leaning back is comfortable. Just see how much range of motion you have in your wrist. So wide fingers, the space in between is equal. Lean your shoulders forward. It's more of a box than a down dog. Yeah. And see how that is on your wrists. Nice. That's going to predict whether you're going to be able to press a handstand. And my ancestors say, you don't need to press a handstand. And I say, okay. The shoulders. Yeah. Talk to me. No? I heard someone say shoulders. Okay. So wide fingers, you got that. The next thing is your third arm is your drishti. So your drishti goes right between your hands. So between the tip of my first finger and my thumb, there's a bar. And that is where I'm going to put my drishti, anywhere in that like 4-inch or 3-inch line, and hold it perfectly still. Okay. The first exercise is wide fingers. Find your wall. One leg is high. If you don't have a wall, you're okay. You're just going to take your leg up straight. The high leg stays high and the low leg stays low. So your bottom leg is your gas pedal and your brake pedal. Hop up, touch the wall, hop down, hop up, touch the wall, hop down. The high leg lands high, the low leg stays low. So yeah, nice, Ruben. So take 3 or 4 of those. Beautiful. So here, watch this. Here's the way to tell your feet apart. If you have snow or a spray bottle, you get one foot wet. I don't have that. So I'm going to lick my right foot. Feels very different than my left foot. My right foot is high and my left foot is low. And even when I jump up, it's still going to stay that way. So the wet foot stays high and the dry foot stays low. And if you've already done one side, you can switch it out. Try the next side. So the low foot stays low. Nice, Lauren. Yeah. Mary Alice, that was a good jump. I'm gonna take 4 on this side. My high foot stays high, my low foot stays low, my drishti is right in between my hands. The space in between each finger is equal. The bottom leg is the gas pedal and the brake. Nice. Nice. Okay, and then come down. If you tend to carry your weight in your shoulders, you can stack your shoulder above your wrist, and then you can hop up there. If you tend to carry your weight down in your bum and your legs, then your shoulders are actually behind. I might have to ditch my yoga mat. Your shoulders are actually behind your wrists, and they come up with the hips. So if you're just starting to jump, your shoulders kind of start out behind the wrist line. And if you have a lot of weight in your shoulders and you have a little bum and pencil legs, I don't know if that was a very positive thing to say. I thought it was. You can leave your shoulders stacked above your wrist and just get your legs up. I have panting breath instead of ujjayi breath. Nice, Brandy. Yes, pink outfit. Nice work. That was good. Lisa, nice. Lisa, you guys are killing it. You're smashing it.
Juliet.
Nice, Juliet, you're so good at handstands.
I have a while, and I practiced a little bit from my dance gymnastics sort of class.
That makes me so happy. I love it. Okay, so the first thing we did was we touched the wall and we found our drishti. And then the second thing we did was we tried to make a decision on whether our shoulders are stacked above the wrist or whether they're behind the wrist. The next thing we're going to work on is a 2-footed jump. Yes, that's it. So you might have to pretend there's a trampoline under your feet. Keep your drishti while you're getting up. Lean back, start to jump, kick yourself in the butt. And when you hop up to the wall, your knees are going to come together and your feet are in a squatting position. Hold your drishti and dance your feet on the wall. So you just kind of tap the wall. And when you come down, just pretend there's a trampoline. Ooh, nice. Yes, Lisa, correct. Juliet, kick yourself in the bum on the way up. Yeah, kick and then lift. Yeah, that's, you're getting there. Yeah, Lisa, you got that. Nice. Okay, so that's good. Come down, give your arms a break. The easiest thing to do is just like sit down and let the arms hang. So the next thing we're going to think about is balance and the line that our hands are on. So if my hands are here and I've figured out my drishti and I've kind of figured out I'm heavier in the bum than I am in the shoulders. So when I start jumping up, whether it's one leg or both legs, I'm pivoting at the wrist rather than pivoting at the shoulder. So I kind of figured that out. this line that my hands are on, we're going to pretend that that's a tightrope. So here's the story. When tightrope walkers come out and they're in the circus and they have, I'll move it back here. They have, you know, like a peacock feather or a fan, and they're out there and inevitably they wobble, right? And then they continue on and they always make it. Well, later that same person comes out and they have this big long metal bar and they hold it like this and they walk out very confidently. They're not wobbling at all. And then about 75 people jump up on their shoulders. And then you think back and you think, oh, when that person walked out with the peacock feather, that must have been fake. That must have just been to amp up the crowd. But it wasn't. When they walk out with the peacock feather on a tightrope, the center of balance is above the tightrope, and that makes it pretty difficult to walk on. When they walk out and they have weight and they have a bar that reaches out, you know, 8 feet, 6 feet on either side, their center of balance is actually below the rope. And when the center of balance is low, you know, it's so much easier to balance. And that's how come they can stack people on their shoulders at that point. So our tightrope is actually our hand line. And what goes on either side of the tightrope is going to be that one leg. Or, I had to bend my knee to get up the rest of the way. So with my foot on each side, I've lowered my center of gravity. And this is a much easier handstand. Or you can do it with bent knees. If you don't want to do wide open split, you can kick up. Top knee is bent. It goes over into scorpion. The other knee goes towards your chest. And it's like pigeon. And if you're working against the wall, if you're working against the wall, you just want to scoot back enough that you can go up. And I'm only a foot away from the wall, so my V is going to be feet kind of close together. If I back up further, I have to make sure that the leg on the wall doesn't bend and I don't crumple up there in a ball. So whatever you feel like you can do, one foot up on the wall, other foot up on the wall, one foot over on the top of the couch, one foot over onto a bed, whatever you've got. The trick is to get the hips over the shoulders, and then your legs on either side make the balance. Good, nice. Good choice. Good choice. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. You're up, you're happy, you're balanced. That's so good. Ruben, so great. It's kind of like we're in the studio again. So nice. And then whatever you did on one side, make sure you do it on the other side. Use your drishti. Your drishti is right in between your hands. If you're losing momentum, it's usually because the drishti is moving. Hey, Ryan. So if you feel like you've got a good jump and then the power kind of goes out, it's usually because the drishti moves. Nice, Noelle. Yeah, Noelle, you're not throwing that top leg at all. You are being completely disciplined. That was amazing. Bend your bottom knee more. Like really crumple up to get up there. Crumple up and then shoot up. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, this isn't really a handstand workshop. It's really a yes workshop. Oh, nice, Rachel. Rachel, I adore you. Yeah, nice, Lauren. Okay, so if you did both sides, now we're gonna back up. You can rest your arms and I'll show you another exercise. Okay, I'm just gonna keep reviewing as I go because it'll give time for our arms to rest. My thumbs are practically pointing toward each other. Each space in between the fingers is equal. On my personal genetic arm here, my middle finger points forward. I've got my drishti. My high leg is gonna stay high and my low leg is gonna stay low. I'm gonna pop up, touch, come down. I'm gonna check on the other side. I'm gonna pop up, touch, come down. This time, my high leg is gonna stay high and my low leg is gonna shoot past it, bend, and grab the wall. And then my high leg is gonna stay high and the leg on the wall is gonna come down. And then I'm so disciplined, I'm gonna do the other side. That was a joke. High leg stays high, it doesn't touch the wall. Jumping foot comes up, passes it, grabs the wall. So one leg is straight up now and one foot is on the wall. Whatever foot is on the wall goes to the floor, the high leg stays high. Thank you. Give it a try. And if you're working, I'll go over that in a second, because resting arms is always good.
I have a question.
Excellent. What is the question?
If you're feeling a lot of tightness, like in the upper trap,
Yeah.
like does that mean I'm collapsing like too much forward?
I mean, if that's what you think, then that's probably a good answer. It could be that, honestly, it could be anything.
Okay.
Did you feel like you were successful when you shrugged?
Yeah, but so is that shrugging movement, like starting in down dog, am I starting with the shrug forward and then as I move my legs?
So this is actually a really good question. When you settle into your shoulders, they're going to get wide. However, if you want to hold a handstand for a half an hour, you want to be clear up with your shoulders and your ears. You want to be as far out of each shoulder as possible. And I just heard that from Cirque du Soleil performers. You know how sometimes there's like, the big show is going on and someone's in handstand for like minutes, like 10, 20 minutes. They're all the way out of their shoulders. They're pushing up as high as they can. Their shoulders are almost in their ears. So experiment with both of those. Yeah. Go ahead. Do you have a question? No, you're getting ready to do a handstand. You had your arms up to do a handstand. Go ahead.
If I feel like my weight's starting out centered on my hand, but then it keeps moving back towards here.
Yep.
Do you have tips for that other than just push into your fingers more? I don't know.
So I like my hands flat. Some people like to dig with their fingertips. So try actually bending your fingers and planting the tips of your fingers onto, there, I'm back far enough, onto the floor. And then you're going to have your base knuckles and the tips of your fingers. There's a lot of people who do handstands with a little bit of bend in their fingers. I don't. I do flat hands. Yeah.
That sounds like my problem too, because it bothers my thumbs. So I'm guessing I'm doing the same thing, right?
So, okay, so if it bothers your thumbs, when I go to press handstand, I often will sprain a thumb. Not badly, but I will. So if it goes into your thumbs, You know, I'm saying like your hands want to be like this. Try it with your thumbs way up close to your hand.
Like this?
Yeah, so they're not spread out as much. You still might want to spread in your fingers, see how that feels. But you might
Okay.
need to pull your thumbs in to get the stress off of that joint. Ooh, that was a good handstand. Warren, whoever.
I have
Yeah,
another question,
Yeah,
Kathy.
go ahead.
How can you have your ears pressed in like that and be looking in between your hands?
It's just like a severe lift out. And you don't have to look in between your hands. In Iyengar yoga, it's the top of the head that goes to the floor. So if I'm using the wall and I'm starting to get my legs here, let's talk about this and then it'll be covered. If I want to get my body straight against the wall, I have to have my fingers back only as much as my butt sticks out. So I'm figuring that's about 4 or 5 inches. So my fingers are 4 or 5 inches off the wall. It usually makes it a little bit harder to get up because the wall will bounce you back down. So get up any way you want to, any way you can. Legs slide up and the butt touches the wall. At that point, you can experiment with really pressing up or sinking down in.
Okay.
And you
But
can also experiment with drishti.
Okay. So,
So-
are your hand? I think I missed the beginning, but are your hands like more shoulder width apart?
Yeah, mine are a little bit wider. What are yours?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay,
I don't know what to do.
that's a good answer. So once you get your fingers nice, Noelle, you know, Ruben, you keep doing what you're doing. Once you get your fingers 4 or 5 inches against the wall, you want your butt and your ankles against the wall. And then possibly the top of your head goes against the wall and your heels and your butt come off together.
Kath, I have a question
Yeah, go ahead, Brandy.
about the fingers. So,
You have a nice voice.
oh, I don't talk to anyone all day long. So when you're going upside down and you're feeling like you're in your heels of your palm. So I dig into my fingers. That's like what a lot of acro people do. But if you're not digging into your fingers, how do you counter that like backwards momentum? Do you have a trick?
Yeah, you stick your butt out.
Okay, out over your head.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a little bit of back bend in the lower back.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to see it. Let's see, I'm gonna go over here. My fingers are 4 or 5 inches from the wall. And I'm gonna get up any old way because really the wall is too close to get up amazingly. And then my feet and my heels are on the wall. My head touches the wall and I push off and my butt is still hanging over my head. My head is spotting me and my heels and my butt are off the wall. They're just hovering. It allows me to be really straight up.
Yeah.
With a low spot.
Yeah, it looks like you're working less hard than I am too to hold that.
When you said it looked like I was working, I'm like, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like I'm working a lot.
Kathy,
Yeah.
what's the most common? Well, I might be asking something you were going to say later, but
No, go for it.
the most common.
I don't have a plan.
What are the most common reasons that people get injured in handstand and like the things to make sure to avoid so you don't like mess yourself up?
I think that the most common way people get injured in handstand is when they start doing the handstands where, don't do this, where they come up like this and then they're like, oh, I feel balance. And then they start trying to balance and then they fall out here. Or they walk their hands back and their chest is against the wall and they're like, oh, I'm up, I'm straight, I'm strong. And then it's like, oh, I need down. And there's not always time to get down smoothly. So I think that if your back is against the wall, you're fine. If you feel like you have too much back bend, then keep your knees bent and don't go up straight. So your legs aren't way up high, they're like lower. Okay, so I just want to go over, I know that was a ton of information and hopefully you've picked out a couple things that you like the most. Oh, look at that pup. So I just want to go over how a couple of these things, I'm closing my curtains. I don't care if the neighbors see me standing on my hands, but it's kind of funny. Okay, so here's one idea. One leg is high, the high leg stays high, and the low leg stays low. And I used to practice this about 10 times every day until my high leg would hardly come off the wall. If I'm doing that out in the center of the room, then I'm going to tie a rope to my foot, an invisible rope, that's just long enough that my high leg goes over and my low leg stays low. Oh, the rope broke. You get the idea though. I'm gonna switch legs. There we go. So if you're working on that exercise, it translates to an open split handstand. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, nice, Lauren. I don't know if you guys saw her camera move. And then if you're going up with bent knees, both knees kind of are bent. Maybe one foot touches the wall. When you move away, you're going to be in splits from knee to knee.
Kathy, are your feet pointed? I can't see your feet. Like if you are completely straight, are your, yeah, and even when you're like open like this, are your feet pointed?
So my toes are kind of going like this. They're like, I'm reaching for it. And then they're like, wait, okay. Even my toes are kind of feeling the balance. Nice, Rachel. Yeah, nice balance, Ruben.
So, Kath, I remember like 100 years ago, and I don't know if you said this, but I feel like I remember sometimes we would have our top of our head on the wall instead of our, is that a thing?
Totally.
Okay.
So then, here it is. When your fingers are 4 or 5 inches from the wall, you can get up with 1 foot or 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's easiest in straight leg. Top of the head to the wall. Move the hips and the heels off together.
Yeah, okay.
It gets your body used to having really straight legs and still having a curve in your lower back. Oh, that might be better. Next question or answer. Noelle, I think, yeah, that's perfect. I would even put your fingers another inch closer to the wall. But you've got it. Your heels and your butt came off at the same time, and that's a tough one. Rachel's really good at the walkover. Nice blue shirt. Nice. Okay, does anyone have any other questions right now? Okay, so it's 1 leg up, that transfers into open split, or it's both knees bent and separated, or it's legs against the wall, using your head to spot to take yourself off. And then the next one is, we're gonna kind of hop in to scorpion. And the way that that looks is you're going to need enough room for your back bend. My back doesn't really bend that much. So my hands are closer to the wall than they used to be. When my back used to be more bendy, my hands were further from the wall. So the drishti, the finger setup, the drishti setup, leaning back, jumping, kicking, kick yourself in the butt, reach for the wall. Tuck your toenails against the wall, look at the wall, and then dance your toenails off that wall. Come out through a squat. So when you're working towards scorpion, your legs never go to the full height. They come in low, go over, come out low. Yeah. Maria, nice. Yes, okay. That's it. Kick yourself in the butt, lift your knees. Kick yourself in the butt, lift your knees. Nice toenails, Ruben. Nice, Scorpion. Nice, Noel. Yeah, and you can also get up any way you want and then lower into Scorpion and start to play with your toes against the wall. So whatever foot kicks up first comes down last. Yeah. Yes, and now work on Scorpion. You got it. That's it. And you have to shift at the shoulders just a little bit. Try to look up the wall. Yes, 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 yes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, and Lauren, you can, so if you're gonna spot someone, you want to, the person is like this, going into handstand, and the spotter has one foot close to their hands, and then you hold the hips, and you have to stay low so you don't get kicked in the head. But that way, they're responsible for their own legs, and the hips are like, you can steer a bicycle. Like with the hips, you've got it. They can't fall. And when they want to come down, you can feel it because their legs go back down. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lisa, if you wanted to spot, you could. Yes, yes, yes. I know, Lauren, you probably might have to even do it on your knees, just so you don't get.
So we're gonna watch them.
Okay. Yes, yes. Good. Good. And if I was there, sometimes I would put, if the sizing was right, this won't work in this situation, but if the sizing was right and someone had their handstand, but they just didn't have that much balance, I would pigeon toe my knees, pull them up, and then their shoulders would be spotted on my knees. It's not a super comfortable position for the spotter, but it's pretty stable for the handstand person. Nice, Noelle, I like that double-footed jump. Okay, we're gonna experiment with a couple more ways up, okay? So the double-footed jump, you start jumping, then you kick yourself in the butt, and then you hope that you kick yourself in the butt with enough momentum to get up there. My knees tend to go wide. On this next one, take your feet out wide and see if you can jump up wide leg. Ooh. This is the first time this wall and I have worked together. Yeah, Lisa, perfect, perfect. So good. Yes, Lauren, your butt is going to have to hang over your head and your feet stay back there. So it's like fish. It's like Matsyasana to come up. And again, you can get up any way you want and then take your legs down wide if you want. But there's a difference. There's a difference between, there, now you can see me. There's a difference between this leg position and this leg position. And this is the leg position that you want for your wide leg handstand. So it's not just a V. That was a fall. And now I'm in.
Wow, Kathy, how far do you start? Because I feel that maybe I'm starting too far away. Like my down dog is too what do you say? You know what I mean? That phase.
Shorten it.
So
Shorten it.
because how short is yours? Can I see it again?
Well,
please?
I guess it depends really on what I'm doing. So if I'm going to go up for wide leg, my hands and my feet are about 1.5 feet apart.
Just that when I try to go up with both of my legs together, it's just very difficult. I mean, I don't know. I can't find the strength to do it.
No, it is very difficult. It is totally hard. That's how come I pretend there's a trampoline under my feet. Because without that, then all I'm thinking about is how there's lead in my buttocks. So, yeah, it is tough to get up with 2 feet. Once you start getting that butt comfortably hanging over the other side of the arm line, then it gets a little bit easier. Nice, Ruben. You got it, Noelle. Beautiful. Keep your butt on the wall. Put your butt on the wall and take your feet off the wall. More off the wall, more off the wall, more off the wall, more off the wall. A couple more inches and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm balanced. I think you're balanced. Maybe, I couldn't tell. Does that make sense though? Because your feet are at an angle, your butt is even further over your head for wide leg. I liked that jumping into the arms. Yes, Mary Alice, that was so good. That was so good. It's fine. Yes. Hi, Marga. Okay. Yep. Nice, Sue. Sue, holler if you have any questions. So Mary Alice, your jump is perfect. All you need to do is kick yourself in the butt, and when your feet are almost on your butt, lift your knees up. You got it. It's actually the butt that we're throwing over the balance line. Good, stay. Rachel, your feet only want to go up, and I love them. Tell them I love them. Yes, look at how much better the jump is, Juliet. Amazing. Nice, Mary Alice. Okay, so now we're going to talk about goofing off. So goofing off is you want your handstand to be very, very good at the base. And you want your feet and your legs to be wild and silly. So you might want to put one foot in half lotus and see if you can hop up. I haven't been able to do that lately because of my knee, but I think I'm getting back to it. Or when you get up there, especially if you're using a wall at all, you can go into, I'm kind of afraid of the wall sometimes. Here, let me be disciplined. Okay, once you get up there, you can go into Gurudasana on your legs, or you can go into half lotus, or you can go into Baddha Konasana, which feels amazing, or you can just cross at the ankles. Just start goofing off with the legs. See how many different leg positions you can kind of work in. And one might be enough. Rachel, I feel like that Gurudasana might be a really good position for you, where you wrap your legs up. She's like, I don't know. So Maria, yeah, shorten it like that. And then the high leg, have it already all the way up. Yeah, it starts up there. All the power comes from the bottom leg. Yes, it's the bottom leg that gets you up. That was disciplined. That was good. Yeah, you got it. You got it. I think you would have touched the wall if you were a little closer to the wall. Nice, Noelle.
My left is very different than my right.
No way. I know. I know. We all know. Nice. And then Noelle, rest your arms for a second. And if you have load, I can't tell how easy that is, but if you have lotus easily, then go up and put the other foot in first. Right? Both sides. Yeah, you can stand up. Blue shirt, beautiful. Yeah. You stand up and then you're gonna stand up. She's not gonna kick you because she's taller. So you can just get right up there and grab her hips. Yes, you've got it. And then maybe rest her hips against your shoulder. Lean in with one shoulder. Yeah. That's a nice spot. That was a really good spot, dude. Very nice. Okay. If you have blocks, if you find that your wrists are getting tired, not just today, because today's just crazy, right? But in general, you can hang on to them this way and jump up. It's a little bit harder to get up. Or you can even hang on to them this way. And that's more comfortable on my hands but definitely a little more to jump into. The other thing that we didn't really go over is your body is going to have a preferred way to leave handstand. And if you know that you roll out into a somersault, make sure that you have room to do that. And if you know that you kind of fall over into back bend, then you've already got that. I tend to twist, and I almost, 99% of the time I twist toward the right. And also, if you're using blocks for that extra momentum, you may have to slightly throw the high leg just to start getting up there. And you can put the blocks against a wall. That's the first time I've used the blocks for handstand since March. Sue, do you have blocks?
I do. I did one on the blocks, but I got to tell you, I'm getting real tired. So
I know. I got a couple texts. They were like, how long is the handstand workshop going to last? And I'm like, well, an hour and 15, but I bet we don't have more than an hour on our arms.
Yeah. So I'm just taking it a little slow.
Yeah, good idea.
It's great though.
Questions, answers, comments, anything that you've discovered?
When you say when you get out of it, like I see usually when you go up, you go right back down. But if like one time I actually flopped over, and I know that is not good. Like,
no, it's fine.
I landed hard. Yeah, to flop over.
It's totally fine.
Oh, okay. I don't know if there's like some.
There's nothing wrong with it. 1 year, that was actually my New Year's resolution posture.
Oh.
I spent the whole year, I would warn people, I'd go up into handstand, and then I'd be like, it's going to be loud. And then I'd land on my, land in my back bend.
Oh, okay.
And it was loud, and it didn't get any quieter after a year. Yeah,
but you actually did a back bend. I just did a flip onto the ground.
I've done that too. I think that's just part of exploring with handstand.
Mm-hmm.
Noelle, it looked like your hands were pretty wide. Were you doing that on purpose? It's like, yes.
Do you have tips, Kath, for training the exit out of handstand? Like for forearm stand, I can somersault, but for handstand, I'm terrified. So I need a different exit strategy.
Yeah. We have a lot of snow right now. It's a good time to go out, put on a pair of warm socks, but don't wear boots, and do your handstands, and practice falling into back bend. That's how come I took it on for a year. Practice rolling out in a somersault. See what you get. Nice job, Ruben. You got right up there. Very good. So I guess my water, so doing it in water, like shallow water, and doing it in the snow, and also doing it where there's a slight incline, so your feet land sooner than a flat surface. So like if there's a sidewalk and a little hill, your feet land on the hill. All of those things help. And you don't have to somersault out of it. I've done that like twice in my life to make myself do it, and it wasn't a good idea. If I kept doing it, I definitely would have messed something up.
I don't really want to.
Yeah, then that isn't your way. Yeah. So don't do it.
We do backbend and acro, but Hannes catches me, so it's way easier.
Yeah. But you're getting it.
Getting there.
Yeah. And you can also roll like one shoulder into it, or roll into.
I love you, Kathy.
When I fall in, I love you, Maria. Thank you. Are you good? Are you good?
Yes, I'm just very, very tired now.
Okay. Okay.
But thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I love you. Bye. Thank you. What were we talking about? Rolling. Oh, when I don't have much of a back bend, so if I fall over into back bend, I also have to tuck my head so that it doesn't land on the floor. Yeah. Okay, so I guess, what's your favorite handstand? Try it again. See what's up. If you have a question, holler. I'm here. Nice.
I'm just too tired.
Nice, Brandy. Hi, Marga. Yes, Juliet, good job.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you guys. Okay, so you're welcome to keep working on any handstand. Nice, 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 Mary Alice. Any handstand that's your favorite, and then find a way to sit down, probably wide leg, and start to stretch out your fingers. So fingers point backwards. But anyway, you can be on your knees, you can be, yes, yes, yes. Good. And I like to take my hands further and further away, so I'm getting more stretch. You can keep doing handstands, but if you're finished with handstands, open up the fingers, open up the palms, open up the wrists. And you can even come up and just do the fingers, keep the wrists way up high. Nice. And then swirl up the arms like Gurudasana. Press the elbows down against the chest. So elbows are pressing down, chin drops down. And then the first lift, the hands lift straight up toward the ceiling and the chin lifts up. And then the elbows come back down. And on the next one, maybe I should have shown that to you from the side. On the next one, the elbows lift up and the forearms start to go parallel to the floor. So here it is again. Position 1, pressing down, looking down. Moving into position 2, fingertips straight up toward the ceiling. Pressing down, looking down, and then elbows up toward the ceiling, hands go over. And down. Switch which arm is on top. Press down, look down. And you can roll your shoulders down at the same time. And then hands lift straight up. And press down. Head gets thrown way back, elbows lift up. Forearms are parallel to the floor. And again, position 1, press down, roll the shoulders down, look down. Position 2, fingertips straight up and lower all the way down. And then position 3, elbows up, forearms parallel. And release. Interlace the hands behind the back. And as they drop down, the chin goes down to the chest. And then the arms swing around toward one side and the elbow sticks straight off the side. Head lifts up and ear down toward the elbow. Ooh, that one is luscious. All my handstand muscles are like, what are we doing now? And then head lifts up, hands press down, switch which hand is interlaced on top, chin drops, hands go toward the floor. And then the hands swing around to the second side, the elbow sticks straight off the side. It doesn't point back, goes right off the side. Head up, ear toward the elbow. And head up. Switch which hand is interlaced on top. Go back to the first side, ear toward the elbow, and then the chin rolls in toward the chest until you're looking down. Head up, ear toward the elbow. It's a quarter roll. Ear way down toward the elbow. Chin rolls in toward the chest until you're looking down. One more, head way up, ear toward the elbow, and roll. Switch which hand is interlaced on top, go over to the second side, elbow sticks off, head up, ear toward the elbow, and roll the chin down. Head up, ear toward the elbow. Roll the chin in toward the chest. And one more. Head up as high as possible. Ear toward the elbow. And that quarter roll. Nice. Head lifts up. So elbows come up to the same height as the shoulders. It's an inhale. You hold your breath in and you shake your hands as much as you can. Ready? Inhale. And release. Take a couple breaths. That's so nice. Oh my gosh, my arms are buzzing. Another one if you want it. Inhale. And release. Take a couple breaths. We'll do one more of those. I'm ready. Inhale. And release. I was on that last one. I was trying so hard to shake my hands off my body. Nice. Questions, answers, comments, ideas. Hi, Emelina.
Kath, I have one question that isn't kind of related to what we did today, but because I never get to make it live.
Yep.
It was from the teacher training on Saturday when you were talking about hips and triangle. So that was awesome. But my question is in Virabhadrasana 2, so in Warrior 2,
Yeah.
hips, can you talk just about that for like 2 seconds just because I have you?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so in Iyengar yoga, which that means you spend at least like at 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes working up to warrior pose. So we skipped that because I think it's helpful, but I don't have the patience. In Iyengar yoga, in warrior 1, you're trying to get your hips to face forward, arms are up high, and in warrior 2, you're actually, it's this bone, it's your femur that's coming back in warrior 2, and the arms come out. So I'm not going to worry about the base, but warrior 1, they face forward, warrior 2, they face this wall. What usually happens is people are like, oh, I can move my hips. So they twist around forward, and then this back foot is compromised, or they twist off to the side and the front knee is compromised. And while I'm kind of exaggerating it, it can really wear out your knee.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go for that kind of alignment, you really should spend 45 minutes every month.
Right.
Like you rotate through a series of postures daily so that you hit warrior. Ooh, that was cool. So that you hit warrior every month. I don't do any of that. I like natural alignment. In natural alignment, also what we do in Ashtanga, you come up and you don't think about anything because you're too busy with Mula Bandha. That's the end of the story. Okay. However, if you have time to think, you think, what did my ancestors give me? And what your ancestors give you is what you get. So my hips are here. And when I'm in warrior 1, they're here. Here's my warrior 1. And when I'm in warrior 2, if they move at all, it's because my back is stiff. Because if they could stay, they would. And it's actually a twist out of the pelvis. The rib cage moves, but the legs stay for warrior 2.
Okay, thank you.
So my hip moves probably a half an inch, right? Because my back is so stiff that it has to move a little bit for me to open my arms all the way.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking about right now is I want integrity in both of my feet, so the arches are lifted, and I want a lot of integrity in that back leg, and I want 50% of my weight in that back foot.
Okay, thank you. I hadn't really thought about it that much until you were talking about it in triangle, and I started thinking about it, and I've always just done whatever my body did, I guess, and I hadn't really
10 points for you. No, really, that's what you should be doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the question. Does anyone else have any questions?
I have questions about falling out. So you just fall out whatever way your body's comfortable with?
Definitely.
So just let
most people prefer to come back down onto their feet. In handstand, you pop your feet up or you press your feet up and then you come out the same way you got in. If you have an epic back bend, you may want to go down into back bend because it's fun. And then you can either go back up into handstand or you can stand up. But if you're twisting out with one foot, or if you're somersaulting out, or if you're back bending out as a means of survival, it's like more survival than art, then yeah, I would experiment in shallow water, deep snow, a little bit of a hill, something soft, and figure out how to fall.
Yeah, because I think that's where my fear is the falling out.
Definitely. That's how come we're using walls.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Of course, thank you. Juliet, you have a question? You can unmute.
I have something that I use that's cute and soft.
Show me. Yeah. Actually, that is adorable. That is the best yoga prop I've ever seen. That's actually a good idea, Satya, is get a gigantic beanbag.
I just do handstands, and then normally I just make myself fall backwards into coffee.
Good discipline. Good
She wants an
discipline.
opportunity to share.
Yeah, thanks. I like it. Let's see it. Perfect. That was so good. I wish that I had one of those. And then Lauren and those guys have a crash pad. That's good. All right. Any other questions, answers, demonstrations? Anything else? Marga, I had my phone blocking your square mostly. Did you get handstands?
I was eating some blue cheese right before this, so I decided that maybe handstands would be.
Thanks for coming. It's super nice to see you. That's like really disciplined to eat blue cheese and then still go to yoga. No, really, that is disciplined. All right. Bye, Rachel. Does anyone else have any questions or anything you want to talk about? All right. I love you.
Kathy.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Mary Alice. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Emelina. Thank you, David. Thank you, Juliet.
Hey, tell us some questions.
Say it again.
Please stay. Oh.
Lauren, what's your dog's name? Oh, she's off.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you. I love you. Bye, Robin. Love you guys.